Thank you for clicking on this video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to continued stories. Also remember to click the notification bell so you can be notified whenever a new content is uploaded. Mohamed Abdi Hassan, widely known by his infamous nickname Afwein, which translates to Big Mouth, is a figure whose life story intertwines with the turbulent waters of piracy off the coast of Somalia. Born in the early 1970s in the small coastal town of Hobyo, Hassan grew up in a region marked by both the beauty of the Indian Ocean and the harsh realities of poverty. The son of a fisherman, he was raised in a family that depended on the sea for sustenance, a connection that would later play a pivotal role in his life choices. Hassan's childhood was shaped by the dual influences of his family and the environment around him. The coastal community of Hobyo was not only a place of economic struggle, but also a hub of cultural richness. As a child, he would often listen to the stories of his father and other fishermen, tales of bravery and adventure on the high seas. These narratives, steeped in the lore of the ocean, ignited a sense of wanderlust in Hassan, who yearned for a life beyond the confines of his impoverished upbringing. However, the idyllic childhood was soon overshadowed by the socio-political turmoil that engulfed Somalia in the late 1980s. The collapse of the Siad Barre regime in 1991 led to civil war, which devastated the nation and left many communities, including Hobyo, in disarray. The once thriving fishing industry was decimated by foreign trawlers that exploited the waters, further exacerbating the plight of local fishermen. This exploitation fueled resentment and desperation among the coastal communities, setting the stage for the rise of piracy as a form of resistance and survival. As Hassan transitioned from childhood to adolescence, the realities of life in a war-torn Somalia began to shape his worldview. The loss of his father to the violence of the civil war left a profound impact on him. With limited opportunities and a growing sense of injustice, he found himself drawn to the burgeoning pirate trade. Initially, it was not the allure of wealth that attracted him, but rather a misguided sense of justice and the desire to protect his community's fishing grounds from foreign encroachment. Hassan's entry into piracy was gradual. He started as a lookout for local pirates, learning the ropes of the trade while still maintaining a facade of respectability in his community. His natural charisma and ability to communicate effectively earned him the nickname Afwein, a moniker that would become synonymous with his persona in the pirate world. As he gained experience, he quickly rose through the ranks, transitioning from a mere lookout to a full-fledged pirate, commanding respect and loyalty from his peers. The rise of Mohamed Abdi Hassan in the pirate hierarchy was marked by a series of successful hijackings that garnered international attention. His operations were characterized by meticulous planning and a ruthless approach, which set him apart from other pirates. Unlike many of his contemporaries, who often resorted to violence, Hassan preferred negotiation. He understood the power of holding hostages and used this to his advantage, demanding ransoms that often reached millions of dollars. Hassan's notoriety grew as he became involved in high-profile hijackings, including the infamous seizure of the MV Sirius Star. In 2008, a Saudi oil tanker carrying a cargo worth approximately $100 million. This operation showcased his strategic acumen and ability to execute complex plans. The successful hijacking not only solidified his reputation, but also marked a turning point in the Somali piracy narrative, as it drew the attention of international naval forces and media outlets. His ability to negotiate ransoms with shipping companies and governments further established him as a formidable figure in the piracy landscape. However, with fame came scrutiny. As Hassan's name became synonymous with piracy, he attracted the ire of international law enforcement agencies. His operations were closely monitored, and the pressure mounted as various nations began to coordinate efforts to combat piracy in the Gulf of Aden. Despite the increasing danger, Hassan continued to operate with a sense of invincibility, believing that his local knowledge and connections would shield him from capture. The turning point in Hassan's career came in 2010 when he was implicated in the hijacking of the MV Albedo, a cargo ship that had been adrift for months. This operation, though initially successful, would ultimately lead to his downfall. The prolonged standoff with the ship's owners and the deteriorating conditions for the hostages on board drew international condemnation and heightened military presence in the region. As the situation escalated, Hassan found himself increasingly isolated, with former allies turning against him amid the growing pressure from international forces. In 2012, the tides turned dramatically for Hassan. He was arrested in a joint operation conducted by the US Navy and the FBI, marking the end of his reign as one of Somalia's most notorious pirates. The arrest was a culmination of years of intelligence gathering and coordination among various nations determined to put an end to piracy in the region. Hassan's capture was celebrated as a significant victory in the fight against maritime crime, but it also served as a stark reminder of the complex socio-economic factors that had fueled his rise in the first place. Following his arrest, Hassan faced a series of legal battles. He was extradited to the United States, where he was charged with multiple counts of piracy, hostage-taking, and conspiracy. The trial garnered significant media attention, with many viewing it as a pivotal moment in the ongoing struggle against piracy. Throughout the proceedings, Hassan maintained a defiant stance, often portraying himself as a victim of circumstance rather than a criminal mastermind. His arguments highlighted the dire conditions in Somalia that had led him down the path of piracy, framing his actions as a desperate response to systemic injustice. Ultimately, Mohamed Abdi Hassan was convicted and sentenced to life in prison. His story serves as a cautionary tale, illustrating the complexities of piracy and the socio-economic factors that drive individuals to engage in such criminal activities. While his actions were undeniably criminal, they were also a reflection of a broader narrative of desperation and survival in a region plagued by conflict and exploitation. As the documentary delves into the life of Mohamed Abdi Hassan, it becomes clear that his journey is not just one of crime and notoriety, but also a reflection of the larger struggles faced by countless individuals in Somalia. The intertwining of personal ambition, community loyalty, and the harsh realities of life in a war-torn nation paints a nuanced picture of a man who, despite his crimes, remains a product of his environment. The legacy of Hassan and others like him serves as a reminder of the urgent need for comprehensive solutions to the socio-economic challenges that continue to plague Somalia and its coastal communities. In the end, the story of Mohamed Abdi Hassan is not merely a tale of piracy, it is a narrative that encapsulates the human experience in the face of adversity, the quest for identity and purpose, and the lengths to which individuals will go to protect their communities and assert their agency in a world that often seems indifferent to their plight. The waters of the Indian Ocean may have been the backdrop to his rise and fall, but they also symbolize the ongoing struggle for justice, dignity, and survival in a region marked by both beauty and tragedy. Thank you for watching. If you are interested in this content, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell.